Hello, today we're going to make MeiCaiKouRou, or pork belly in pickled mustard greens. The most important thing we're going to need is some pickled or dried mustard greens. This is called MeiGanCai, or MeiGanCai is what we're going to want. We're going to have to soak this. In addition, when we finally get to cooking it, we're going to want some ginger, some garlic, green onion, our pork belly, basically bacon that is not been smoked. A whole piece is better than in the strips, but you can make it with strips as well. We're going to want some brown sugar, some Chinese Shaoxing cooking wine. If you don't have Shaoxing cooking wine, you can use dry sherry. Some dark soy sauce. Dark soy sauce is, well, you can see it. It's very, very dark. Good for stewing meat. Some sesame oil. Some star anise. If you don't have this, any anise will do. Some Sichuan peppercorns. If you don't like Sichuan peppercorns, you can use the McCormick variety ground Sichuan pepper, and a few dried red chilies. Alright, as I said, this is dried, and sometimes you'll find it refrigerated and salted. In either case, you need to rinse it and rehydrate it. So we're going to take it, we're going to put it in a pot, and then it's very, very salty, so we're going to add some water and let it soak. Need enough water to cover it, and then we're going to leave it here for 3 hours. Then we're going to change the water and add more fresh water. We'll do this 2 or 3 times so that it loses some of its salt and rehydrates nicely. Alright, now to start preparing our MeiCaiKouRou, we're going to start by boiling our pork belly to get any toxins out of it, but mainly to give it a little head start in heating it and cooking it. Just leave it in boiling water for 10-15 minutes. While we're doing that, we can wash our MeiCai, which is hydrating nicely. And as you can see, there's a lot of salt and stuff that's coming out of it. Just going to dump out the water again. This is actually the second time I've done this. And we need to probably do it one more time. Get most of the water out and fill it back up. And then sit and wait 15 minutes. Alright, to make this a little bit easier to fry, I'm going to cut it in half. And then I'm going to coat it in dark soy sauce. So back into the pot. I'm going to coat it in dark soy sauce. This is to get some salt on the outside of the meat so that it will crisp when we stir fry it, and also to start getting it to stew in the dark soy sauce. So we're going to just cover it completely in the dark soy sauce. Okay, so now we're going to stir fry our meat, try and get a crust on the outside. So a little bit of sesame oil in the pan. You just need a little bit to keep the pork from sticking, but because it's pork belly, it has a lot of fat on it. So most of that will come out. I'm going to put these pieces in here. Some oil under them, and then let them fry. Alright, now this is starting to cook. I'm going to put a little bit of ginger in here. Ginger, of course, we can cook to death. And these are going to move around a bit. Try not to let it spatter too much. Alright, as these go, start to brown on the side, flip them over, brown them on another side. Try and keep the ginger close by so it doesn't burn too much, but if it does a little bit, it's fine.
Okay.
Now the most important piece that we want to brown is this fatty edge. So it's going to be a little difficult maybe to get it to sit like that. You may need to prop it up. So once you have it there, it shouldn't take too long to get that edge browned a bit. Yeah. Okay, now once you have it reasonably brown, I'm going to move it into a steamer pan. Try and keep the fat side down. As best we can. And we're going to put that over top of dark soy sauce and some water and steam it for a bit. We're going to return more things to steam, but right now, okay. This hot oil, we're going to put some of our Huajiao in here. The fire is off because we don't want to burn this too much, but the pan is still hot, the oil is still hot. We'll take also some dried chilies. Stir them up and you can smell they're becoming fragrant. We're also going to put the star anise in there. You only need one. Comes in a big bag with many, many, many of them, but one is more than potent enough. Okay. Now we're going to take this out, put it on the wayside. Alright, and we're going to add a little bit of oil again. And we have our MeiGanCai dried or unsoaked. We're going to lightly fry this. Doesn't need to cook for very long. Just a little bit to get chewiness down. I'm going to add a little bit of cooking wine to this. Alright, now we're going to put everything together. So we have these sitting on their end. We're going to wedge around it some MeiGanCai to keep it standing up. And once we have some of that in there, we can add the garlic cloves in the middle. And then we can add the rest of the MeiGanCai, still with the fat of our belly pork facing down. And then at the very top, we're going to put our spices that we've fried a bit, that are still whole. And then we're going to put in more yellow wine and some more dark soy sauce. Let it seep down through. going to put the top on. Let it steam for about an hour. Alright, this has been going for about an hour now, so I've removed the heat, and now I'm going to try and flip it over, which is going to be quite difficult. But I'm going to pick it out, pick out the steamer basket. This plate on it, and try to flip it over. And the steamer basket is, of course, very, very hot. Let's see how this looks. Well, so the pork is very soft, very tender, and we need to slice it up. Then we're going to take this sauce in here, we're going to add the brown sugar to it, and maybe a little bit of cornstarch, and make a sauce to put on top of this. Alright, now cutting this can be difficult, but I'm going to try and do one lengthwise cut. And several horizontal cuts. This one. And then for the sauce, I'm going to add some salt. Sugar to make it sweet. You might want to add more sugar than this, but I'm only going to add this much. Stop. Okay, so we've got some cornstarch in a little bit container, and we're going to mix it with just a tiny bit of water so that it doesn't create any lumps when we put it in. We're going to return our sauce that we stirred to heat, and we'll put the cornstarch in, and it will make a nice thick sauce for us, stirring it occasionally. So get in the pot. You see, we have a nice thick sauce, and we're going to put that on top of this. And there we go, MeiCaiKouRou. May need more sugar or salt to taste. Now we have our MeiCaiKouRou served with rice and some sort of green vegetable. I'm going to go with a salad tonight.